We're going to get started, guys, all right? Good morning. The November 1st, 2023 of the board meeting for the Board of Estimates is now called to order. I ask folks who are here in attendance, if you could please turn off all electronic devices. If you do not turn them off, at a minimum, put them on silent so we do not disrupt today's proceedings. For those of you who are not in the chambers today and are online, if there becomes an opportunity for you to testify and present to the board, at that time we will unmute you. We ask that you speak loud and clearly, state your name, the organization you come from, and then proceed in your testimony. Joining us today, I see we have Chairman Robert Stokes, who is a proud East Baltimorean. Pretty sure he's going to be here to talk to us about something important to him. Thank you for joining us, Chairman Stokes. At this time, I'll ask our amazing clerk, Ms. Celeste Amato, for any corrections, additions, and noted abstentions to today's agenda. Madam Clerk, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. President, and good morning, everyone. We have the following items to note this morning. There are no changes or corrections or walk-ons. There have been no protests received this morning. We have the following deferrals and withdrawals to note. SB 23-14056, this item's from BBMR, carryover of unexpended appropriations for fiscal year 2023. This item is being deferred at the request of the President. For the Department of Human Resources, there are items being deferred, and I'm going to share that list now, and these items are being deferred at the request of the President. These are all personnel matters as follows. SB 23-13907, position classification creation. SB 23-13920, position classification upgrade. SB 23-13743, position creation. SB 23-13907, position classification creation. SB 23-13498, position creation abolishment. SB 23-13870, position reclassification. SB 23-13869, position reclassification. SB 23-13882, position reclassification filled. SB 23-13929, position reclassification filled. SB 23-13931, position reclassification filled. SB 23-13867, position reclassification filled. SB 23-13874, position reclassification filled. SB 23-13908, position reclassification filled. SB 23-13922, position reclassification filled. SB 23-13883, position reclassification filled. SB 23-13923, position reclassification filled. SB 23-13930, position reclassification filled. SB 23-13918, position reclassification vacant. SB 23-13493, position reclassification vacant. SB 23-13919, position reclassification vacant. SB 23-12881, position reclassification vacant. SB 23-13928, position reclassification vacant. SB 23-12883, position reclassification vacant. SB 23-13921, position reclassification vacant. SB 23-13866, position reclassification vacant. SB 23-13924, position reclassification vacant. And SB 23-13898, position salary grade. Again, these items are all deferred until 11/15/2023. SB 23-13719, Mayor's Office of Homeless Services, FY24 HSP Grant Award acceptance between the City and Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development. This item is being deferred by the Comptroller. SB 23-11923, Department of Human Resources, LEAP HR State and Local Government Travel Request. This item is being withdrawn. It was actually a duplicate item on the agenda, already approved on a previous agenda. And SB 12731, the Comptroller's Administrative Resolution. This item is being withdrawn. We are also moving the mayor's procurement resolution to the non-routine agenda. And I'm sorry, I don't have an SB number.
It's SB 2312.
SB 2312731. This item is moving to the routine agenda. No, sorry. I've got it on the wrong list, so I keep reading it the wrong way, sorry. This item is moving to the non-routine agenda along with SB 2313848, Department of Housing and Community Development Land Transfer and Develop Agreement for a new City Spring Elementary Middle School, SB 2313904, Department of Law Settlement Agreement and Release, and SB 2313982, Procurement Solicitation Number RFQ 000163, Residential Water and Sewer Service Program Rescind. Those items, again, are all on the non-routine agenda. One item previously posted as non-routine, but returning to the routine agenda this morning is SB 2313212, Rec and Parks Professional Services Operating Consulting Professional Services Agreement for Talent Management Contract for Charm City Live. That item will be part of the routine agenda this morning. We have the following abstentions to note. The Honorable Mayor Brandon Scott is abstaining on SB 2313670, Health Department, Johns Hopkins University, School of Nursing, the Center for Infectious Disease and Nursing Innovation. On SB 2313311, Health Department, Johns Hopkins University, Harriet Lane, Family Planning, Maryland Department of Health. And on SB 2313208, Department of Housing and Community Development, Grant Agreement with East Baltimore Development, Inc., Fiscal Year 24, Operating Support. The Honorable President Nick Mosby has no abstentions this morning. The Honorable Comptroller Bill Henry is abstaining on all travel requests and travel reimbursements on the agenda this morning. Acting City Solicitor Ebony Thompson has no abstentions this morning. And the Director of Public Works, Richard Luna, has no abstentions this morning. That concludes our opening statement, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Clerk. At this time, I will entertain a motion to approve the opening statement.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. The item has been adopted. Now I'd like to direct the board's attention to a memorandum from my office dated October 31st, 2023. Identify matters to be considered as routine agenda items together with any corrections, additions, abstentions, and no votes that have been noted by our clerk. At this point, I'll entertain a motion for items to be approved on the routine. It's been moved.
Second.
It's been moved and probably second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. The routine agenda has been adopted. We'll jump right into SB 2312731, the Comptroller Administrative resolution that was presented by the mayor. I thought it was important that we put this on the non-routine agenda today because there was so much discussion and dialogue last BOE meeting. Honestly, folks got to see its city government in action at work. Obviously, there were two opinions to try to drive the same result. And I think the comptroller, as well as administration, did a really, really good job of explaining their points. But more importantly, I think we showed partnership in progress to come with a resolution. We asked that we defer that item so we could put kind of that agreement in writing. We're bringing it back in front of the public today from a non-routine agenda to kind of go over it. Ms. Comptroller, would you like to talk about it?
Sure, I'd be happy to. After the appreciation fest at the last meeting, and which is certainly one way to describe it, I do also appreciate today the opportunity to talk about an example of government in action, as opposed to the government inaction we often get complaints about. What we discussed at the last meeting was finding a reasonable compromise in how we can have, for the citizens of Baltimore, an emergency procurement process that is both effective from the point of the agencies that are trying to do emergency work, but is also open and transparent and allows for all of us to know how our tax dollars are being spent in a timely fashion. And we were able to make amendments to the law department's resolution on how that procurement process will be structured. And those amendments have been incorporated into the version of the resolution that is before us today. What we are going to be doing is, actually, we've already done in the opening statement, we withdrew my office's version of the resolution. We had decided mutually that it was easier to amend the law department's resolution because it was already much closer to what we agreed to at the last meeting. And so I want to take this opportunity to thank everyone who participated in that lengthy discussion, both the city solicitor and the deputy city solicitor, the city administrator and the deputy city administrator, and I think once or twice the mayor actually chimed in. So I want to take this opportunity to say I appreciate all of you and your willingness to work with us to come up with a way to make government work better. And thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Controller, and I absolutely enjoyed the job of being the referee. With that said, from the solicitor's office, you guys have anything to say, or we're good to just go? What's up?
Good. You rest his cake.
You rest your case?
You rest on your cake? Yeah. The comptroller said it all. We're very happy to work with you. We had our version, but the comptroller, I think, had some very good amendments. We incorporated those in, and that's the version that's before the board now. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Solicitor. At this time, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and probably second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All
Aye.
those opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. This item is approved.
Mr. President, may I confirm that the item being approved is 13785? I just want to say that for the record.
It's 12731.
12731 is the comptroller's, and it's been withdrawn.
Well, that says move to routine on here.
He withdrew it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying on your sheet.
Yeah, I just wanted to say it out loud for the recorded records. 12731
All right, cool.
is the one being withdrawn, and 13785 is the item the board has just voted on. Again, just for the recorded record, too. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, for keeping us straight. So that item is approved. The next item on the non-routine agenda is SB 23-13848, Department of Housing and Community Development. This request is to approve land transfer and developers agreement for a new City Springs Elementary Middle School. On behalf of the Department of Housing and Community Development, we have
That would be me. Good morning, everyone. Alice Kennedy, Commissioner for the Department of Housing and Community Development. Happy to be here this morning to talk about this really important, amazing milestone that is part of the Perkins Somerset Old Town Transformation Plan. What this land transfer agreement does, and MOU does, is actually replace an original MOU that was executed in 2016 and takes in consideration some changes that have existed in kind of the landscape and construction and so forth since 2016, and puts into place that the Baltimore City school system will actually be the lead and take responsibility for constructing the brand new City Springs school, which will be built on the site of the existing Lombard Middle School. So Lombard Middle will be demolished, and then the new City Springs will be constructed, and Baltimore City School System and their team is taking that project on, similar to how they've done recently with Holabird and Grayson Park. As you can see, we have a number of our City Springs family members with us today. I think that this is a day that they've been long and patiently waiting for. We have Principal Riquetta here with us and so forth. So I can't emphasize enough the importance of getting this through. and making this happen. What this MOU also does is outline the financial commitments from the city towards the construction of the school. Overall, it's a $69 million project. We have a base contribution from the city of $20 million into the project. We have money, 1.5 from City Schools Capital Funding, which was moving some AC money around. We also have arranged and coordinated with State DHCD, and we'll be using some Project Core money through MSA in the amount of $5 million to demolish Lombard Middle. We have money coming in from the Build to Learn Act, just around $20 million. Additional state budgeted funding, around 19.5, and then another city kind of supplemental contribution of around $3.7 million. We have overall, the building itself with the ed spec is just around $46 million. And then the additional components to doing this construction in terms of design and build and all the fun things, as well as ensuring that the school has and maintains their cherished purple field as well. So the overall project is actually going to be starting now. They're doing design procurement at city schools. The design will actually take about 12 months, and then we're looking to finalize that construction procurement in January of like 2025, and occupancy will be for the school year of 2027 to 2028. Which I know seems like it could be really far away, but this is actually going to go a lot faster. And now the families at City Springs know what to expect, and they're not in a limbo of when can they expect their new school and what will happen. Now they know that this is moving forward as the rest of the development in the Perkins Somerset Old Town Transformation Plan also comes along around them. And I am happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Madam Commissioner. One quick question. Does this transfer carry over the minority local participation in hiring goals of the city to the school system?
So they have and follow their own minority and contracting components. MSA also, with their demolition, they actually do bidding on each of their projects, so they have their components as well through the grant process. And I can expect to see that we will have significant participation on those.
Are there any additional questions? Mr. Mayor?
No questions, Mr. President. I just want to thank Commissioner Kennedy, City Administrator Leach, and the entire team for making sure that we were able to get this done. We know a lot changed since 2016 in the world, right? We had to make sure, as I always said to our partners at the school system and to the staff, the young people and the families at City Springs, there was no way that we weren't going to make this happen. But everyone did the tough work to make sure that we had a new City Springs alongside a new neighborhood that is being built or rebuilt as we speak. So I just want to say thank you to the entire team for getting this over the finish line, and now we can wait to see a building come down and a new one come up. And to all the young people, you can stand proud that while you won't go to the new City Springs, that your advocacy is what helped those coming behind you be able to go into a brand new school building. So congratulations to you all, Mr. President. And if there are no other questions, I'll make a motion to approve.
So there's a motion on the floor. Before we entertain that motion, I would like to just provide us to take a quick step back. Mr. Chair, would you like to speak on behalf of this item for the community?
To the board, thank you. To the mayor, to the president, to the board members. You know, this actually didn't start on my term as the council person. Councilman Stokes. It actually started probably 13 years ago. I wasn't even elected. So I want to thank the students who've really been fighting. We have Ms. Street and Ms. Henderson, stand up. These two ladies are going to move back into the new Perkins, and they fought themselves. So we got to give them a hand also. And the good thing about this the same residents get an opportunity to move back to a world-class neighborhood when they endured all the violence and the infrastructural problems, but they get a brand-new school. We can't build a brand-new neighborhood and got a school that's 70 years old. I want to thank Commissioner Kennedy, the administration. Also, I want to thank the school system, because even though we brought it across the finish line, I think I was pulling it over the finish line also, and thank our CEO, who's been very instrumental in making this happen. So I am very excited about this new school, but about the whole Perkins Somerset Old Town development. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I think the school is a symbolic representation of the hard work, definitely from the housing department, to ensure that Perkins Somerset Old Town is a development that we can all be really, really proud of. That we don't necessarily see developments in certain communities that have been disproportionately divested in over the past couple of decades, and ensuring that we have things like grocery stores, brand new schools, as well as mixed affordable income and workforce housing is absolutely amazing as we continue to push the ball forward. So thanks for all the hard work from everyone, from the council all the way up to the mayor and his administration, including you, Madam Commissioner. The one confusing thing that you said, Mr. Chair, is you were not the council person at the time. Comptroller pointed out to me that everyone is so confused because it was still Councilman Stokes. So well, for those who don't understand the joke, the person that he succeeded name was Carl Stokes. His name is Councilman Stokes. So it's Stokes has been in that area for quite some time. With that, we have a motion on the floor. It's been properly moved and seconded. At this time, I'll entertain a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. This item is approved. Congratulations. Stand up. Congratulations to you. Congratulations, especially to all the young folks that have been able to participate in their government and help us get to this point. So we thank you so much. I hear somebody's going to Poly next year, so reach out to me. Is that you? The mayor called you out. So we look forward to welcome you to Poly Nation as well. So thank you guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you guys. The next item on the non-routine agenda is item number SB 2313-904, Law Department. The request is to approve a settlement release and agreement with Ray Mayer regarding an incident with Baltimore City police officers in August of 2019. On behalf of the Law Department, we have.
Thank you, Mr. Council President. Deputy City Solicitor Stephen Salisbury. Mr. Council President, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Comptroller, members of the board. The Law Department is recommending a settlement agreement and release. This is a lawsuit that was filed by an individual who was an innocent bystander that was injured by a stray bullet fired by police who were engaged in a lawful stop and use of force. On October 28, 2019, BPD officers were responding for a call for service when they noticed a car that fit the description of a separate vehicle that had been involved in a individual firing a shot at an officer earlier in the day. Officers attempted to stop the vehicle. The driver got out, brandished a weapon. That led to a chase. Eventually, the driver got out, got back in his car, continued driving, got back out later, brandished the weapon again. An investigation showed that the individual had fired the weapon. Officers returned fire, and in that incident, a separate individual who was completely uninvolved, who was parked at the intersection where this was taking place, was struck by a stray bullet. That's the plaintiff in this case. The bullet entered the driver's vehicle through the windshield, actually hit the steering wheel, and shrapnel from the steering wheel and the windshield embedded in the plaintiff's neck and head. The plaintiff, the individual, had significant medical damages and ultimately filed this case for gross negligence. Now, the BPD, as well as the state's attorney's office, separately conducted an investigation of the incident and determined that the officers and their use of force did not violate BPD policy. The State's Attorney's Office review determined that the officer's decision to use force was against the individual, the suspect, was justified under Maryland law. However, whether there was a cause of action for gross negligence on the part of the innocent bystander who was struck was a separate issue. The plaintiff filed this complaint for gross negligence last year in August of 2022. The city filed a motion to dismiss, which was denied. In light of the risks moving forward with litigation, the law department is recommending a settlement in the amount of $225,000 for the plaintiff.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Solicitor. At this time, if there aren't any questions or concerns, I entertain a motion.
So moved.
It's been moved and probably second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say nay. One, was that a nay?
No,
Oh,
sure.
okay. The ayes have it. This item is approved. The next item on our routine is SB 23-13982, Department of Procurement on behalf of the Department of Public Works. This request is to approve a rescinded equipment maintenance and service contract with Home Serve USA. On behalf of DPW, we have
Very good. Wait till
Once it's red, it's on.
There you go. Hit it.
Thank you.
There you go.
There, I'm Paul Sand, the Acting Bureau Head for the Bureau of Water and Wastewater. So back in April of 2023, we received one bid for this home insurance policy. This was for providing insurance coverage to homeowners for water main and sewer main leaks, breaks outside of the house. We received the one bid. As part of that bid, the vendor had required for acceptance that there be an additional policy to cover for water main breaks inside the house. And they said that that would have to be included in all policies, and it was mandatory, not any kind of an opt-in policy. We, during that time, since April, we have been going back and forth with the vendor about trying to make that an opt-in rather than mandatory. But at this point, the vendor has made it clear that an opt-in option is not something that they desire. Therefore, we're requesting that we do not award the bid.
So what are the next, I'm sorry, you finished your presentation?
Yes.
So the question is, I guess, what's the next steps forward for the city to go and put it back out for bid?
We have it out for bid, and we have rebid in 30 minutes.
Okay. And is the concern that we only received the one taker, that we're only going to do that again, or did we do something different in the process of trying to get additional insurance
We did not do
providers?
anything different. We're just feeling that the other vendors were understanding that the rebid, or the bid that we received, was from the original vendor.
So they felt like it was a waste of time to
Right.
even try? Because
Correct.
they knew that we already had an existing agreement.
Yes.
Understood. And I guess, what was the difference? The fees passed on to the customer, right?
yes.
And what was the difference in pricing if we did move it to inside the house?
It was $1 per policy per month. We have approximately 115,000, so $115,000 total in addition.
But again, the customer is responsible for it.
Correct.
Right? And is the current amount $7, or what's the current amount for the outside?
I think he's asking how much on top of what the current amount that HomeServe charges the
He said
customer.
$1.
$1.
Okay.
But, and what's the exact amount that we were in the past? Was it like $7 or something like that? Like $7.
Approximately $7.
So we're talking about the difference between $7 or $8.
Correct.
Right? And the determination was that we didn't want the additional dollar, or we didn't want the additional protection because of what?
Just that it should not be mandatory. It should be an opt-in.
Okay. So moving forward, we hope with this next bid that if folks are able to get the service through the city, through the new insurer, whoever we select, that there will be an opt-in option for
Correct.
inside the house.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Are there any additional questions or concerns? Madam Solicitor, floor is yours.
Yes, could you explain what would happen with the existing policyholders that have it? Would they have to switch? Is it Is it that they can be contracted directly with HomeServe even though we decide to go with another vendor if we get another bid that we accept?
They could either continue with HomeServe and have that additional policy or switch over to another policy.
And for the ones that are existing, would they have to have this opt-in if they want to continue that service? Is that the,
No.
so they wouldn't have to? But that was the terms of just the overall contract, but not the individual contracts with each one of the residents that has it?
For each one of the residents, they required that it be mandatory. But what we're, in this rebid, there can either be, someone can recommend to have an opt-in or maintain their policy as is, but that's only for the exterior pipes, nothing
Got
for
it.
the interior.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Mr. Comptroller?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I need to get a clarification because I think maybe I misunderstood something from our previous briefing on this topic. I thought that what HomeServe was requiring in a renewal of this agreement was that the city, on a mandatory basis, charge $1 a month to every city customer, not necessarily just the ones that HomeServe was using. Yeah, that's what Vince is nodding to. And that, because that was the part that convinced me that this was a bad deal.
This was a charge that they were going to place on the water bill.
For everybody.
For every customer. every
Regardless
city
of whether or
customer,
not you sign up for HomeServe.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So
Right.
it was a situation where each resident would have had an extra dollar cost line item on their water bill, which we could not approve without your approval. Getting
Whether
rid
they
of
had the policy or not.
Correct.
That makes
And
absolute
then,
sense.
we went back and forth with them, and they did not move or budge from their position of including that in that contract. They added it to it.
Yeah, Mr. President, I say this because the difference between paying $7 a month or $8 a month, if you've chosen to be a customer of HomeServe,
Yeah.
that's not a huge deal.
Correct.
But the idea that they would make the city charge people who weren't their customers, that was literally a bridge too far, so that's okay.
Got it. Any additional questions or concerns from members of the board? If not, at this point, we'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
It's been moved and probably second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. This item is approved. Thank you so much, Mr. Sand, and for coming out and presenting to us. I believe that wraps up all the business before the board. There's no new business before the board's desk. We will adjourn. The next regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Estimates will occur on Wednesday, November the 15th at 9 a.m. I would like to thank everyone for tuning in. Baltimore, we absolutely love you.
Hi, TV 25. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for your patience, everyone. Sorry we're getting started a little bit late today because we have a lot of bids to open, so we had a lot of envelopes to prep. I am Celeste Amato. I'm clerk to the Board of Estimates, and I'm joined by my most excellent team who will be walking through each of the bid openings today. We have 10 bids to open, so bear with us. For folks who haven't watched before, we tend to be very methodical because we're trying to be very careful with all these important pieces of paper and information. So up first today, I need to share an addenda to a Department of Transportation contract bid TR 23013. This is for ADA curb ramp construction at various locations citywide. This item was originally due today, but will now be opened on November 15th, 2023. Again, that was TR 23013. That bid will now be open for Department of Transportation on November 15th, 2023. So Abigail, I will do what I usually do, which is read the bid and number out loud to make sure we're on the same one before we start reading any information out. So I think our first bid today is for Department of Public Works, WC 1396. Montebello Plant 2, sedimentation basins, 5, 6, and 7, structural repairs.
That is correct.
All righty, so our first bidder, and I think this might have bid bonds, even though I don't have a notation on that.
Yes,
but
it does.
I'm guessing it does,
It does.
based on the type.
Okay, first one is Alan Myers.
Maryland Inc.
Okay, Alan Myers, Maryland, Inc.
Bid bond.
And that total is 10, comma, or strike that, 10, comma, 085, comma, 555.
Okay, that number was 10,085, 555.00.
That is
Yes.
correct.
And there's a bid bond?
Yes.
Okay, that was Alan Myers for $10,085,555. Up next,
Up next, we have WM Schlosser Company, Inc.
Thank you. That's what I need. Thank you. Okay.
And this has a bid bond.
$11.
Total is 11, comma, 922, comma, 000.00.
okay, that number was 11,922,000.00.
That is correct.
Okay, that bid was from VM Schlosser.
Thank you.
That is
Was
correct.
VM Schlosser, $11,922,000. Okay,
Thanks.
and do we have another?
We have one more. American Contracting and Environmental Services, Inc. That total is 10, comma, 290, comma, 000.00.
Okay, and I'll repeat that back. That number was 10,290,000.00.
That is correct.
And there was a bid
Bid
bond?
bond, yes.
Yes, there was.
Great. That bidder was American Contracting and Environmental Services, Inc. for $10,290,000. And I believe that was our third of three bidders for WC 1396.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, up next, I have, for the Bureau of Procurement, RFQ 000395, Flow Flex COVID-19 Antigen Home Test Kits.
Yes, that is correct.
And I think there are a lot of bidders for this one.
I haven't even.
So we'll take our time working through these.
Thank you.
And I think, are these stacked in the order that I see the names listed here? Okay,
Okay, hold on.
okay, and we'll just be
Do
careful.
you have a
about
clip
that.
of this?
I don't see,
Hold
they're
on.
not alphabetical.
Yeah.
Okay, so this, again, is RFQ 395, and our first bidder is,
Aster Pharmaceuticals.
Okay. There's no bid bond with this?
I don't think so.
Okay, because this is all out of whack.
Yeah, it's goods and services.
And that total is 393, comma, 218.00.
Okay, that number was 393,218.00.
That is correct.
That was for Aster Pharmaceuticals, $393,218.
Where's that's the original? Okay, so let's put this this together, so it's like this, okay?
Next one is.
The next one is Azova Inc. That total is 544,670.00.
Okay, that number was 544,700.
Comma 670.
Oh, thank you. I'll read that again. Okay, 544,670.00.
That is correct.
Okay, that bidder was Azova Inc. for $544,670.
Yep. It's the rubber band. Okay. Okay, thank you.
The next one is Agna Sourcing, LLC. And that total is 386,772.00.
Okay, that number was 386,772.00.
That is correct.
Okay, that was Agnes Sourcing LLC for $386,772.
The next one is for Cartier Designs, LLC. And that total is 980,373.50.
Okay, that number was 980,373.50.
That is correct.
That bid was from Cartier Designs LLC for $980,373.50.
The next one is N36 Merchants, LLC. And that total is 125,250.00.
That number was 125,250.00.
That is correct.
Okay, that was N36 Merchants LLC for $125,250.00.
The next one is Prospectus Enterprises, Inc. And that total is 574,480.00.
That number was 574,480.00.
That is correct.
Okay, that bid was from Prospectus Enterprises, Inc. for $574,480.00. Do you want me to say which one I have next on my list? Mega, yeah. That's.
this a oh, I thought that was a check. I was gonna say, hold on.
It's a sample.
Up next, we have the Mega Company,
Yep.
and that total is 128,924.00.
Okay, that number was 128,924.00.
That is correct.
So that bid was from the Mega Company for $128,924.00.
Thank you. That's the original. Oh, okay. Original date. Okay, no worries.
Next, we have Grace International Services, and that total is 559,450.00.
Okay, that number was 559,450.00.
Yes, that is correct.
And that bid was from Grace International Services for $559,450.00.
The next one is the McLean Group. That
What
The
company?
McLean Group.
McLean Group.
Yes, LLC, okay.
And I have that spelled MacLean. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
That total is 345,690.00.
Okay, that number, 345, comma,
690.
six. I keep missing the 6 today, sorry. Okay, that number was 345, comma, 690.00.
That is correct.
That bid was from the McLean Group for $345,690.00.
Up next is EPS Enterprise Technologies, LLC. That total is 910,150.00.
That number was 910,150.00.
That is correct.
Okay, that bidder was EPS Enterprise Technologies LLC for $910,150.00.
Up next, we have Bright Star Innovations Group, LLC. That total is 355,710.00.
Okay, that number was 355,710.00.
That is correct.
That bidder was Bright Star Innovations Group LLC for $355,710.00.
Where's the original? Oh, is that it? Right, Stone? Okay.
Up next, we have School Health Corp. That total is 521,040.00.
That number was 521,040.00.
That is correct.
That bid was from School Health Corp. For $521,040.00.
Oops.
Up next, we have First Needs Medical. That total is 543,530.80.
0.80?
Yes,
Okay. That number was 543,530.80.
that is correct.
That bidder was First Needs Medical for $543,530.80.
Up next, we have Robinson's Allied Health Professional. That total is 715,561.60.
That number was 715,561.60.
That is correct.
That bidder was Robinson's Allied Health Professional for $715,561.60. But wait, there's more.
Up next, we have Medical Care Group Care, LLC. And that total is 135,604.00.
That number was 135,604.00.
That is correct.
That bidder was Medical Care Group Care, LLC, for $135,604.00. And we're almost done.
Up next is Media Inc. That total is 362,724.00.
That number was, oops, I think I missed a digit. 320?
362,724.00.
Okay, and I'm going to repeat it back to you. 362,724.00.
That is correct.
That bidder was Medea, Inc., for $362,724.00.
Our last item is Omnicare Group. And that total is 1,182,360.00.
That number was 1,182,360.00.
That is correct.
Okay, that, our last bidder was Omnicare Group for $1,182,360.00. And for folks who are following this bid, I'm not going to run through the list again since we have so many bids to open today, but these will all be posted by close of business in detail on the city website, comptroller's pages. So up next for the Bureau of Procurement, we have RFQ 248, Safe Syringe Disposal Kiosks.
That is correct. We have one bidder for this item, American Security Cabinets, LLC. and that total is 52,320.00.
That number was 52,320.00.
That is correct.
Okay, that bidder was American Security Cabinets LLC for $52,320.00. And that was our only bidder for RFQ 248 Safe Syringe Disposal Kiosks. So up next is Department of Public Works. ER 4130RR for Environmental Restoration, Project 15.
That is correct. We have one bidder for this item, Allied Contractors, Inc.
You have a bid bond?
I'm guessing, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we have it. $3 million.
That total is 3,869,119.00.
That number was 3,869,119.00.
That is correct.
And that bidder was Allied Contractors, Inc., our only bidder, at $3,869,119.00, and that was for contract ER 4130RR Environmental Restoration Project 15. Up next, we have for Department of Public Works, WC 1283. This is for water main replacement and rehabilitation at Baltimore Street, Smallwood Street, and Reisterstown Road vicinity.
Up first, we have R.E. Harrington. Up first, we have R.E. Harrington, P.H. Company.
The bid bond.
There is a bid bond. That total is 26,772,835.00.
That number was 2,772,835.00.
No, it was 26,772,
Oh,
835.00.
I think my 6 key is sticking or something. That's like the fourth time. That number was 26,772,835.00.
That is correct.
So that bidder was R.E. Harrington, P.H. Company for $26,772,835.00.
Hold on one second.
Up next, we have Spinello Companies. That total is 28,893,300.00.
That number was 28,893,300.00.
That is correct.
Do you have
That
a bid
bid-
bond? Do we have a bid bond?
Yes, there is a bid bond.
Okay, thank you.
That bid was from Spinello, and it is in the amount of $28,893,300.00.
Second, the rubber band.
Our last bidder is Monumental Paving and Excavating, Inc. That total is comma 611, comma 000.00.
That number was 30, excuse me, comma 611, comma 000.00.
That is correct.
With a bid bond.
And there's a bid bond.
There is a bid bond.
Yes.
That bidder was Monumental Paving and Excavating, Inc. for $30,611,000 and 0 cents. And that was our final of 3 bids for WC 1283 water main replacement and rehabilitation at Baltimore Street, Smallwood Street, and Reisterstown Road vicinity. Up next for Bureau of Procurement, we have RFQ 253, audio, visual, and rigging services. I have a notation that this is a Part B financial opening.
It is? No one's told me anything. Okay. I have no idea. Doesn't say anything in here. Okay.
All that means is the other information has already come from the bidder, and now we're opening the pricing, so.
Okay. And we have one bidder, Projection Presentation Technology, Inc. That total is 1,560,000.00.
Okay, the 6 happened again, so 1,560,
That is correct.
comma 000.00.
That is correct.
And that bid was from Projection Presentation Technology, Inc. for $1,560,000 and 0 cents. And that was our only bidder?
Yes.
Only bidder for RFQ 253, audio, visual, and rigging services, and that was their financial proposal. Up next, for Bureau of Procurement, RFQ 416. I believe we might not have
No
bids for
bids.
this
No
one.
bid submitted.
There were no bids submitted for RFQ 416, hydro seeding. Up next, for the Bureau of Procurement, RFQ 239, aggregate materials. Since this is materials, I don't think we're going to have bid bonds, right?
Up first, we have P. Flanagan and Sons, Inc. That total is 2,065,145.00.
So that number was 2,065,145.00.
That is correct.
That bidder was P. Flanagan and Sons for $2,065,145 and 0 cents.
The price, I can find it.
Up next, we have AB Trucking and Contracting, LLC.
Go ahead. There's nothing here. What's going on with this one? Which company? I'm sorry.
AB Trucking and Contracting.
LLC. Thank you. Okay. You have any prices on this one?
There's no price information here.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. Let's make sure. No, there's no.
breakdowns, yeah.
Okay, hold on. Is there anything else with this bid? You have another copy? I don't see any price on here. It's just the percentages.
Oh, okay.
Let's go back and make sure. Was this a lump sum or anything, Shannon, did you know?
Well, the other one was a lump sum, yes. Well, there might be,
Okay.
it might have been itemized for different types of
Correct.
aggregate and then
I think
total.
so, yeah. That makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah. there's nothing here.
Folks, we don't have a total offered in this packet, so we are going to refer this one to the agency to review more carefully. And we are not going to be sharing a number because we can't clearly identify a total for this particular submission. That was for AB Trucking and Contracting LLC. Okay. Up next.
Our final bidder for this item is Kelly's Trucking.
Let's see what that one has.
That total is 626,670.40.
The number was 626,670.40.
That is correct.
That bidder was Kelly's Trucking, and the bid amount was $626,670.40.
That's this one.
And that was our final of 3 bidders for RFQ 239 aggregate materials.
Which one are you referring
Up.
to, the agency? Which one?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm referring AB Trucking and Contracting to the agency to review in more detail, since we can't provide a total. Up next is Bureau of Procurement, RFQ 424 vehicle exhaust repairs.
We have one bidder for this item, Middleton and Meads Company Incorporated.
This looks like optimized.
This is, yeah, there's no prices to be read on this one.
So, yeah, there are no prices to be read.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're-
Okay, so this is an itemized bid. We can't provide a total, but we'll confirm that the submission came from Middleton and Meads Company, Inc., and this was our only submitter for RFQ 424, vehicle exhaust repairs.
Okay, thanks. That it? That's it.
I have one more, I think. RFQ Bureau of Procurement, RFQ 370. RFQ 370 for the Bureau of Procurement, Vehicle and Equipment Upholstery and Maintenance.
We have no bids submitted.
And there are no bids submitted. So that is our final opening for today. Again, the details provided today in the opening will also be posted to the city's website, the comptroller's pages, by close of business today, courtesy of Shalon. Thank you. And all the materials will be referred to agencies for bidding, for review. Our next bid opening is November 15th, 2023. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Thanks, team, for organizing all those bids.